So today we will be solving a business scenario using Microsoft Excel. In this Excel sheet, raw data worksheet has sales record from July 1st, 2021 to June 30, 2022. That is 1 year's worth of data. And there are two questions that we will try to solve in this video. So find out revenue earned for each type of products, how many different types of products there are. Okay, and so we will go to raw data sheet. This is the raw data sheet, and in this raw data sheet you can see date, SKU, product name, quantity, unit price, and revenue. So SKU date is, you can see that in same date there were many different sales for basics, cardigans, and all other different types of products. Different quantities were sold, and each product has a specific unit price, and revenue is basically quantity sold multiplied by unit price, which is the sales for that product. Okay, so our first question is find out revenue earned each type of products. So I'll show you two ways. First is my favorite way, using pivot table. So the way you create pivot table is I'm holding the left mouse button, I'm selecting all the columns, I'm going to insert, and then I'll click on pivot table. Okay, so this raw data is already selected. This is the source data, right? And I can either create a new worksheet or existing worksheet. Okay, so I want to put the pivot table under the question so that we can see. So existing worksheet, I'm going to click here in this button and go to dashboard. This is my dashboard, and in future videos I'll be I'll be solving more and more business problems in the same dashboard so that you can see everything in one place. So I'll press I'll select this cell, or either cell is fine, and then click here, and then click OK. Right, so we have the pivot table now. Okay, so the way I want to create is revenue and for each. So we want the products, we want to see the product, each type of product we want to see, right? So we will put all the products here. So these are all the products. I put it in rows. Okay, and then and then we want to see how much revenue we earned, and for that I'll move this here. Okay, for that the revenue earned should be in values. Okay, so this is the total revenue earned. This is a bit hard to see, right? So there are two ways we can solve this. One, we can just select all these, click on $sign. See that it comes in dollar, it's in accounting. And another alternative way, I'm pressing Ctrl Z. Another alternative, click here and value field settings, number format, currency. You can select currency or accounting. Currency actually saves some space in the pivot table. If you create a lot of pivot tables, you will understand that. So currency, we don't want the decimals, we just want to see the absolute value, and this is the absolute value, right? So this answers our first question, which is this is the revenue earned, and this is revenue, let's put a dollar amount, and this is the different type of products, right? So these are all our products. Okay, another way we can solve this is using the sum if formula. So I'll show you how to do that. And I'll do it just beside the pivot table. Okay, so that you can see. So for this case, you will need to know all the products name beforehand. So these are our products name, right? So This is all our products, right? And I'll use the sum if formula. So sum if, which basically means you are summing if there's a certain condition is met. Sum if range, you need to go to the raw data table and select the range which has all the lookup values. So this is the range where we have all the products name, and then comma, and go to dashboard and basics is basically the lookup value. This is the criteria. Summing if whatever row has these basics in that raw data sheet, it's going to sum for it, and then comma sum range. This is the revenue, right? So it's going to sum all the revenue if it has in the product name column, if it has basics mentioned. So see, this is the exactly same value we are getting. Just drag down and let's create a total, and this is the sum, right? And then I can just select. Yep. So this is the exactly same value we are getting using the pivot table. So these are the two ways to solve the first question. Okay, so the next question is how many different types of products there are. So there are multiple ways you can do this, just like any other thing in Excel. So what I do, if you need a quick count, just in the pivot table, I'll create a pivot table like this, drag down, holding left mouse button, and see there's a count, right? So another option is using a count A formula. So why count A and not count count formula? So I'll show you both. Count A, right? So for count formula, count equals count, then bracket start, you select all, and bracket close, enter, is showing 0 because these are all text. But if you count A, is going to count whether it's text, number, doesn't really matter, 17, right? So use the count formula. But suppose you are counting only values, so count, enter, 17, right? So if it's values, use count. If it's text, use count A. So that's one way. You can use data model in pivot table to count, right? So I'll show that as well. I don't think we will need these ones. So the way you do it is, I'm going to create another pivot table here, just like this, selecting all the columns, insert pivot table, existing worksheet, go to dashboard, click on this sheet, and then see there's add this data to data model. Click here, okay, then click OK. So this is now part of our data model. Okay, and then we can drag down product, okay, and then drag down again. So what we can do, we have selected the value field settings, by the way. See, there's something called distinct count. Click here, and then you will be able to see the distinct count. Click here. Yep, distinct counts. There's 18 because there's blank. You can, yep, so now this is 17. You have made some adjustments.